If you want to become a better person, if you want to improve in life, you have to acknowledge that you will be alone. There's no other way. You know, I used to have a big group of friends. We were hanging out about every day. We were having a lots of fun, you know, having like hangouts in 10 people or stuff. But then I started to improve my life, right? So I started to exercise. I started to not do degenerate habits. I started to read, I started to meditate, etc., right? So after 3 years of improving myself, or of basically becoming like really above societal norms, right? Guess how many friends do I have? 0. Bro, it's a 0. This is the harsh reality. And the first thing that basically comes to my mind is basically asking why your friends, if they were your friends, why they didn't go with you. But you know, this is kind of a meme in self-improvement niche that everyone who starts self-improvement wants their friends to join them too. But they never do, because you know, in order to improve yourself, in order to get this like zest, in order like the drive to improve your life, you have to make it from the inside. You have to feel it inside that you want to improve, that there is something more that you want to get from life, and not that, you know, my friend showed me some video about X and you know, he wants me to join him, and okay, I will do it, but you know, not having any like purpose and any drive behind it makes it basically impossible for your friends to get on self-improvement, right? So there is a phrase, do not help someone sinking. And what it means is that if someone is sinking, so metaphorically, if someone lives, you know, bad life, you won't basically want to help them, because you are risking you drowning, right? You know, as everyone else, I try to, you know, send some self-improvement videos to my friends, and they were watching it and saying, oh my god, it was a really cool video, but you know, they basically haven't changed anything after watching it. So when it comes to my friends, it was not like sudden cutout. I just, you know, I just stopped joining VCs, or you know, I just gradually stopped hanging out with them, and it was hard because, you know, I felt that I'm basically less social as the time flies, even though I'm improving. Like you know, I read some books, I read how to make friends and influence people, and I started to, you know, going out of my comfort zone, like saying hi to random people in the street, right? But my social life was going down because all my friends I had, I stopped basically hanging out with them. So the second question basically that I would ask myself is, so why can't you make friends now? And this is basically catchy because I don't know if I'm coping, is this coping, but you know, I cannot find any friends that resonate with me. Maybe, you know, my kind of requirements are too high because I want to make, you know, of course I want to make like a male friend, because I want to have someone who will kind of support me and keep me accountable in my self-improvement journey, and who will, you know, enjoy the same things as I do. Because I don't want to, you know, find a friend who, let's say, goes to the gym, you know, but then the weekend comes and he stays up late, you know, he goes to some random party, drinks some alcohol, you know, and then, like, you know, the only thing that basically connects us is the gym. I don't want that. So, you know, one more thing is that I'm living in quite small city. My city has like less than 100,000 people living in it, right? It's really small. And I basically, I know it sounds funny, but I basically know like 99% of people my age there. I know it's complete bullshit, but I think I have an overall sense of how people my age here in my town are basically like. So I'm just now waiting for finishing my high school, and then once I go to the university, I know it's this really dangerous kind of coping that once I do this, I will then, you know, it's complete bullshit. Don't listen to me. Yeah, I'm just telling my story, right? So once I go to the university, maybe I will try to move to capital of Poland, Warsaw, and there I guess I will find someone, because it's so big city that I really would doubt if there isn't really someone who is really interested in self-improvement just as I am. So this is the price you pay. This is the price you pay for trying to improve yourself. Because, you know, once you improve yourself and your friends stay in one place, they are like below you, let's say in like level in real life, right? So once they are below you, you have to kind of recycle them, because they cannot be your, you know, friends anymore, because they're, you know, still these like old old-fashioned, in your sense, people who are just playing games and not doing anything like productive and aren't ambitious, right? So you have to go through this hard phase of not having any friends, and then once you are experienced, once you are like, you know, kind of achieved a little like some things that you wanted to, and you know, maybe then you will find some friends, like new friends who are like at your level, right? But the harsh truth is that there is a window, there is a gap between you with your old friends and you with your new friends. And you have to go through it completely by yourself. And I'm not talking about any like cringe alpha wolf, you know, a lone wolf mindset or anything. Because I would love to be social, I would love to have some friends, like a big group of friends, right? But I want to, you know, slip back into degeneracy, and I don't want to, you know, do it. I don't to force making some friends that I do not enjoy spending time with, right? So if you're currently on self-improvement and you are struggling with finding some friends, just know that you are not alone. And maybe once you progress through your journey, you will eventually stumble across someone who's also traveling alone, and then you will become friends and everything will be fine. So I hope it will make you happier, that you are not alone, that everyone basically in our space is experiencing that life is really, you know, alone, to be honest, and you're not having that much friends as you used to before self-improvement. So, you know, just know you're not alone. See you guys.